Welcome to Westbridge Hills 22. I am Blacker FS and this is our used machinery challenge. We are back on Westbridge Hills for what is quite an early start. We normally start at 8 o'clock, don't we? We're in our ridgy track. The first thing that we're going to do is try to get it fixed, which I think is here. Because as you can see, it's way down already. Repair costs 3,382. I can live with that. The second thing we're going to do is we need to get seed in the ground now. We're in October. We'll leave that there, right in the middle of the car park. I already know the seed we're going to get because purely the power ratio of what we've got, and I know this one's quite low powered, but bigger than 3 meters. We're going to go for this. The fact that it's a direct drill doesn't really, well, it doesn't matter at all to us now, but it is 4.5 meters and it only takes 85 horsepower. 2,121. Right, we need some seed as well, don't we? Let's just try one bag for now, see if we can get away with that. Yeah, if we'd had more horsepower available, we'd have used something else, but we just haven't. And I think we're going to struggle with this, to be honest. Well, depending on how I do it. So we'll get this filled 49% full with one bag. Hopefully that'll do it. I keep forgetting I've got this all-wheel steer now. I end up turning it off because I keep doing stuff like that. But we'll try it. Just before I come on, I went, I was changing the times on it because I had the time lower. And I went through and there was some sort of harvesting contract, so my plan will be to get this done and then possibly get a harvesting contract going as well. Right, we were going to put barley in. Is that on? Do I have to unfold it first? Right, let's get this on. Now it's on. Now let's get that off. It's on but not lowered, is it? Why are we not lowering? Right, what's going on here? Now it's lowered. I swear it's doing that on purpose. There we go. So, no issues at all pulling along here. Whether it will do going up and down the hill or not, I'm not sure. Obviously we fully repaired, so it might do. But yeah, I mean this field's sort of kicking the backside out of this tractor, isn't it? We'll have a look quickly. Let's do it now. Nothing in there, but I mean, it's early, there will be. Bigger tractor. That's what we want in there. I'm going to have to refuel as well, aren't I? I think we have to go up into the town for that though. I don't think there's one closer, and I can't remember there being one on our farm either, not what I've seen anyway. If there is, we'll obviously use that. The reason we're putting barley in is simply because we've now got the grain mill, so I just want to carry on going with that production. Make sure we can feed that for a little bit, and then we'll move on to something else. Do you know what I haven't done? I can still do it, it's not a problem. I can put lime down. So what we'll do is, once we get this planted, we'll put lime down, and then we'll put the second coat of fertiliser on top. I'm recording this on the Saturday morning now, so like it's about 3 days after we've started the episode 1. I debated on whether to carry on going with this, and I've sort of replied to it briefly in the comments as well, just because this map now, Westbridge Hills, has been took down off ModHub. There was a suggestion why, but it was just a comment on Facebook that I seen about I think it was stability issues or something like that. But I mean, we don't know. So I debated whether to carry on recording or not, given the fact that it might be down for some time, so people don't have access to it. But also, it's probably likely that when it does come back up, there's going to be an update to it, and it might require a new save, which could mess things up a bit. However, what I was thinking is, with that early on, we can go back and fix it. If there's a new save come on, I don't think there'll be an issue. We're not doing too badly up here actually. Yeah, I don't think there'll be an issue with the new save. We can go back, we can buy a Regitrack. Like I said, my plans for this tractor anyway, if we keep it, is to use it as a yard tractor, put a front loader on it, and then yeah, keep it for that purpose. The other equipment, a trailer, a bale trailer. It's not like we've got a load, and a fertiliser spreader as well. So yeah, I don't see any issues really. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go across the field. That's what. So I'll get these bits done on the side, and then we can go across. Yeah, hopefully, whatever reason it was took down, it's going to be fixed sort of early next week, with any luck. Because I mean, just for the person who's put the map out, there seemed to be quite a lot of buzz about the map when it came out, with it being sort of a reskin of a map. Was it originally FS13? So yeah, there was quite a lot of buzz. This on. But all we can do as well is, instead of, if we have to buy things new, just to start the series back up again, if it needs a new save, we'll just take that into consideration when we come to sell. So I'll have a look what we would have got for them, and then we'll just, when we do come to sell them bits of kit on the new save, if it's required, then we'll just take that money off. That way we can still record, I can still carry on with the series. Because the other thing, I mean, if we stop recording now, that knocks back sort of other series that I'm wanting to do. So yeah, it sort of sets everything back, which I don't particularly want, to be honest. Right, that didn't really like... To be fair, this tractor just doesn't really like turning in the first place, I don't think. It was awful with that plough on. I know you didn't see it, because the issues I had. But, yeah, it did not like turning with that plough on. It was like it was getting pushed around all the time. Right, we are 10 minutes in. I think we will get a bit of a time lapse going. I think the last video was quite long. Episode 3, I think, which will have been yesterday's episode, I'll put them out together. I'll put them out in twos like I used to do with Calmston No Man's Land. So you'll have had 2 lots of No Man's Land, then episode 3 and this one. So I think it was quite long, episode 3. Sort of high 30s. What we'll do, put time lapse on now, because there's a few things that we want to get done within this episode. We're on 2-day month, so we don't have to get everything done on this field in this in-game day, but I'd like to get quite a lot done. There we go again. Right, so let's get time lapse on. You know how I do time lapse. I try not to have them on too long, and we'll be back towards the end. We don't have that much to do yet. We have just missed that bit back there, obviously. You'll have seen we went and we had to fill up again, fill up with seed. It just wasn't enough. In hindsight, I could have got away with just 1 more bag, but we ended up getting 2. It doesn't really matter, to be fair. I think, I can't remember if I've seen it before, we might have a silo for seed that is possibly cheaper than buying it from the store, but we'll have to look at that next time. We'll just get this bit done here. But I forgot all about that, to be fair. Let's get that off. If I can remember which way around it is, there it is. Getting the all-wheel steer off. Yeah, I'm sure one of them silos in our farm does seed and mineral feed, I think. So it's not been too bad. You'll have seen I've gone across the field just to take some of the heat off our tractor, really. I mean, you can already see this, the tractor was fixed just before we started doing this, wasn't it? And it's already struggling. Well, I say struggling. It's already down on its maintenance, which is a shame. There's no new tractors popped up in the used machinery. There is something that we're going to buy. It's a little bit smaller than what I'd like, however, it's sort of our only option at the minute. but we'll do that once we take this back over to the store, because I won't be using this again today. Right, and that is that. Let's get this up and over. So this field now, it needs lime, it needs rolling, and then it needs one extra coat of fertiliser on it as well. I like that this planter though. I nearly bought this on No Man's Land, but then the one that we did buy, I can't even remember how to pronounce it. We bought that one instead because it was bigger. I meant to leave the seed. I'll leave it in here. I meant to leave the seed over at our farm. Right, I'm going to go that way so we're not took out by this farm. Right, I'll put it at the back here. You can see we've got some machinery here. That is because we've took on a harvesting contract, which, coming back on here, I actually forgot all about. Do we do that first, or do we get our field sorted? Tell you what we're going to do first, just in case it goes. We're going to go to this. So the row crop sunflower, 8,273. It's only 6 meters wide. Like I said, I'd prefer something bigger. However, the fact that it's there and we're not going to have to hire one all the time, because let's have a look at the weeders. Yeah, so to keep hiring one, it would be mad, wouldn't it? We might as well just buy this one. Buy this one, just over 8 grand, and there we go. Right, so I mean that isn't bad at all. There's another bit of kit that we've got. We could do with leasing a roller as well. What I think I'm going to do though is not switch that tractor off, but I'm going to get it parked up. Might as well put it back here. We'll return that seed. We'll do it at the end of the day. Let's go and start doing this field. I think we might as well. We've got loads of time left on the video. I think we're only 13 minutes when I've just come back on. 13 minutes in, so I'm going to get all the equipment up here and we'll come back. Right, I think we best get started because we're causing absolute chaos. There we go. I mean, this is a decent sized bit of kit, isn't it? It's a massive field, by the way. I'm hoping we're going to get a good chunk out of this. We get 30 odd grand, don't we? But to be honest, I'm hoping we get not just as much off the soybean, but I hope we get a good amount of money. I might even store it, to be honest, because it is a big field. Hold on, let's have a look, see how much it is. Well, that's 1.3 million. Is it the biggest one on the map? Yeah, and it looks quite comfortably the biggest one on the map as well. It's a different shape, I don't even think. Yeah, it's just a little bit less. So yeah, biggest one on the map. This may take some time. I probably won't put a time lapse on. I'll just sort of jump through bits, I think. Just because we've already had a time lapse, and like I've said previously, I don't like putting too many on. I mentioned at the end of episode 3, I mentioned about having issues with PlayStation. It's been really weird. So, there's a sort of, I wouldn't even say it's a common fault, but there's been instances which I've never even known about before until it's happened to me. And I've had this since release day. It was pre-ordered, delivered on the morning that was released. But apparently there's some issues where it'll overheat and switch off. Like I said, I've never had these issues, but then I thought I've also never had it in the summer. It's been out, it come out in November, didn't it? So I've had it over the winter and then into spring. So, and it's always been in the same place as well. Same place, same position, stood the same way. But then when it started happening last week, I think, and what'll happen is it'll just switch off, like completely switch off, and you won't be able to switch it back on again until you take the plug out, and then start it again, and it'll just reboot as normal. It's happened about 4 times now, and then I've done a bit of research into it, and then yeah, other people have been having this issue as well, where it overheats and the side of it does get quite warm. And then it got us thinking, since it started happening over the last week or week and a half, it's when the weather's been really, really warm in the UK, like really warm. So I don't know if that's just coincidence or what, but it's really, really annoying. Because I don't think as well, like, I can't imagine, having no experience to back this up by the way, but I can't imagine that FS is the sort of most challenging game for any system to run, whether it be a PC or a console. There's not a massive amount going on, is there, compared to other games. So yeah, it's really weird. I'm gonna change the position it's in, where I'm gonna lay it down. Apparently that helps, instead of standing it up. So I'm gonna give that a go. I'm just waiting to get the. For people who have a PS5, you'll know within the box you get this little device that allows you to, like this little stand that allows you to lay it flat. But I haven't got it in my house at the minute, so I'm just waiting to get it. And then I'm going to do that and see if that helps. I mean, one of the other things I thought about getting is a little fan, and have the fan blown into the inlets where it takes air in, and see if that'll help. I don't know. We'll have to see. But it's mega annoying. Especially seeing as we have, I mean, one of the reasons why, I'm not saying it's the main reason or anything like that, but one of the reasons why we stopped Calmston was because of the constant issues were happening where it was kicking us out the game, and it was only happening on Calmston as well. It wasn't happening on any other map we were playing on. So, like, that contributed to it. The main reason why we stopped Calmston is because we were just making too much money too easily. That's the main reason. And generally that isn't how I like to play the game. But yeah, that was a factor in it, and I don't want it to become a factor in this, with this series, where it's no fault whatsoever on the map. That would be a real shame, I think. A map that we're only 4 episodes in, I'm really enjoying. Like, I'm just starting to see bits around it. Like here, I've never been up here. didn't know this this existed. That well back there that we've just seen, didn't know was there. I mean, that's really interesting. That old building, that old barn. That's the same one as in No Man's Land, isn't it? It's where the grape plantation is. So yeah, really loving this at the minute. Loving all the scenery. I just wonder what the creator's going to do, and why it's being took down, and when it's going to be back up, and because I can't remember when I spoke about this. I don't know if it was at the beginning of this episode, because it was either yesterday or the day before when I started recording it. There just seemed so much buzz on Facebook and Twitter about the map, which you don't get with loads. Like you do with some. Normally, Oxygen David and Alien Gym maps, you'll get a lot of buzz about, won't you? Or the majority of them anyway. And quite rightfully so, because they make amazing maps. But for this to be taken down, it was just such a shame. There's people who were like halfway through downloading it. I don't know, people who just don't want to play it in case they need to do a new save game. Talking about new maps, I've just seen an update today actually on Facebook by Lancy Boy that Stone Valley is just sat waiting to be tested. And for those that don't know, Giants had I don't know if it was a bank holiday or whether it was some sort of like, I don't know if it was a national holiday or what, but they weren't testing mods for the last Thursday, I think. I'm sure it was Thursday, but then they were back on Friday possibly. So that might have slowed things down. But hopefully by the beginning of next week, we're going to have Stone Valley out, which I won't be doing a series on. I have got plans for Stone Valley, but it won't be a sort of Let's Play series or anything like that. So I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into that. Just because I loved it. Like, on 19, I think, other than Ravenport, which is another map that I really liked, and we've spoke about before, I never played as many hours on another American map as what I did on Stone Valley. In fact, I probably played more hours on Stone Valley than I did on Ravenport as well. But there was one map which I'm sure was possibly by Oxygen David. I can't remember what it was called. I really can't remember its name. But the thing I liked about it, there was a tiny, sort of more towards the right of the map, but sort of central. There was this tiny little, sort of almost allotment style place to start, and that was just perfect for what I wanted. I think it might have had it possibly was where the horses were. There was a horse paddock, and that's what we started making our money on. So there was that map that I played on, but again with that, I didn't go anywhere near as long as what I did with Stone Valley. I think the thing with Stone Valley as well, I think it was my first American map that wasn't Ravenport. Right, that's emptying. What we're going to do is we'll have a bit of a jump now, and then we'll come back. I mean, there's plenty to do, so yeah, We'll jump now, come back, I don't know, maybe a third of the way through it. Let's catch up to this. We've got it on, we've got the combine on a harvester, you'll see. It's really quite difficult to get this back one lined up and straight. He says, as I'm now perfectly straight and lined up. Right, 100%, there we go. So that's where we're heading. It was something like Farmer's Grain South or something it's called. So let's get ourselves down there, 43,000 litres at a time. What have we done? Maybe about a fifth, possibly. And we'll get on, look at that, middle of the road. Couldn't care less. This tractor is struggling here. Didn't realise it was that steep. Can I actually get down there? Yeah, I could have went that way as well. So it's just along here and straight down that. I'm not sure. Oh my god, it's 5:15. I didn't even realise that. I'm not sure if the last segment, the sound quality might not have been great. I won't know until I do the editing. I just realised when I've put my headset back on that the microphone wasn't turned up. I normally have the microphone turned up to the highest setting, and it wasn't. And I'm not overly sure sort of how low it was. So the sound might not have been great. I apologise for that if that was the case. Going to slow down massively here as well, or are we going to be alright? No, we seem to be alright. Right, so again, completely new area of the map. Not been here. Where am I going to get through? I think I could have got through with the back there. Get through here, can't I? Nope, not in that one. In this one. We'll see how much this gives us. So, at the minute, we are 23% through. So I'll get them both going at the same time. Front one's finished anyway. I didn't even notice if the trailers were equal size. I didn't have a look. No, it's not. The front one's bigger, isn't it? Right, so that puts us up to 29%. Okay, let's get back over there, carry on, and we'll be back short. Right, it's just gone 6 o'clock, and as you can see, with it being October, we're starting to get dark, we're losing the light. So, what I think we're going to do is, we're going to not fill that one, because I don't want to fill that one, I want to fill the back one first. We're going to end the episode very shortly and then we'll carry on doing this harvest in the next episode. I'll do some off camera, and then we can start the new day. I'll probably start at 7 in the morning again. Why is it not empty? There's some there. Or is that full? I wonder if that's full. I messed that up, didn't I? Right. Let's stop being daft. There we go. It's a bit easier to fill this one as well. So yeah, we'll finish this off in the next in-game day. We've got loads we need to do in the second half of October. We need to get our field sorted before the weeds come up, rolled, lined, and then we can do the fertilising after. And then, I don't know, maybe, well, we need to see what other used machineries, but maybe look at buying another field, depending on how much cash we've got. I mean, with these fields, 300 grand isn't going to get us a whole lot, to be honest. We might have to wait until we get a bit more. I know that there's a good size baling contract on there again, which will obviously net us a lot of money. However, I've already done the contract for today, and it's going to go into the next in-game day as well, so I won't be doing that in the October. I may do it in the November, but obviously that's a couple of episodes away now. Looks nice, doesn't it, with the moon? What we'll do is we'll end now, and I don't think the video is going to be overly long, which is good. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.